Retrospekt started 6 or 7 years ago. Our friend Dave, who is our illustrious founder, started off as a Tumblr blog. It's gone through a few iterations, mostly his thoughts on video games. But then we started to get a bigger team, doing stuff at AVCon, conventions. We've got the Retro Museum now. We've done this sort of thing at PAX as well. Also run panels on retro gaming and the culture around it as well.
Let me tell them when to rap. On my retro game fans, this is where it's at. Interviews, reviews, news and high cues. So let's show love wherever they come through. Got mad respect for Retrospekt. Tune in to Joypad, I know you'll enjoy that. Plus we'll be hitting you with super game trivia.
So the Retro Museum started off as an idea at AVCon about 6 years ago, where we had half a dozen consoles, and we thought that was kind of a cool thing and lots of people liked it. And it's kind of gotten bigger to the extent now where we have roughly 30 or 40 consoles, 4 arcade machines, running tournaments, getting people involved in the community as well. And yeah, it gives us a chance to show people where gaming started rather than just the boring, a little bit more, I guess, bland PC and newer console stuff, even though we all love that kind of stuff. Like to look back to our roots, and this feels a bit more pure to us. So we're not just old school gamers, but it's kind of where our passion lies.
Let's see them, we're at AVCon, Retro Game Museum. Come check the Retrospekt podcast. You must know about games of the past. Throw your hands in the air, play a song like a singer. Our players at where are my players? Make some noise for Retrospekt. We take it to another level and we always keep it retro. Mad respect.
This year around, we've got Space Duel, which is the arcade machine over there. It's a vector graphics game. It's a spiritual sequel to Asteroids. It's amazing, and as far as I know, there's only a few of them in Australia, so we're lucky to get that. Obviously, Mortal Kombat and Turtles, everyone loves that. We've got a few sort of hidden gems that were never released in Australia, like the 3DO, the Atari Jaguar, which even though it's a complete failure of a console, I love it. We got Pong down there on the old school TV. So yeah, we kind of show people not just the common stuff. Of course, we've got all of Nintendo and Sega's old consoles, but we love the kind of more esoteric, weird stuff that people just don't see.
Players at where are my players? Make some noise for Retrospekt. We take it to another level, my friend. Australia represents.
We've had to think on our feet since the doors opened yesterday morning. AV cords broke, controllers broke, TVs won't tune into RF, stuff that kids these days have no idea about. Things always go wrong, but we take it in our stride. It's all part of the fun and challenge. To be fair though, a lot of the old machines are really, they're built like tanks, absolute beasts. So most of them, the hardware still is working perfectly even 30, 35 years later.
Players at where are my players? Make some noise for Retrospekt. We take it to another level, my friend. Australia represents.
I think Australia, being a power region, is really in a funny phase at the moment. Retro game collecting has become a bit of a, not a fad so much, but people are really interested in it. I guess reliving their childhoods and stuff like that. I get quite disheartened with the price gouging that tends to occur. And even if it's something I really would like, I've got my upper limits. And I suggest that people, if they want to get into it, do have a look around. Don't necessarily believe eBay. Have a look at the various buy-sell groups on Facebook. Check Gumtree. Try and get a bit of a picture about it, because if you just jump at the first thing that you see that you like, you may pay a bit over and above what you probably should. So just try and get a feel for the lay of the land. There's a bunch of retro gaming sites in Australia, us obviously, but quite a few based in Melbourne. We've done some work with at PAX over the last few years, and get to know the guys. Some of us come across as a bit cynical with the current state of the market, but we are genuinely approachable and can give you, we're not the be all and end all, but we can give a bit of advice on whether something is worth it or not. Also would suggest looking overseas as well. Japan and the US, the prices are generally much cheaper. Unfortunately, shipping's a bit of a cost, but if you do what I end up doing, rather than pay a certain amount of shipping for one item, pay the same amount for a bunch of items as well. So yeah, get a bit of a feel for the difference in regions in terms of prices as well, because it can end up being more cost effective to buy something from overseas with the games and shipping, and it'll still be half the price of here.
Players at where are my players? Make some noise for Retrospekt. We take it to another level and we always keep it retro.
website was on hiatus for almost a year. Got that up and running again recently. We're working towards getting at least one article up every day, but it's not just written articles. We're doing video stuff. We've got our own fun little segments. Mike from Retrospekt does video game haikus. We're also, a lot of us are into music. We run music and gaming events as well. So there'll be some music related things coming up. The site is just generally building momentum again, so it's going to be something not just to look at the Facebook page for the various news updates we post. It'd be worth actually checking out the site to see how it evolves. Paul from Retrospekt runs a video game trivia show. We're in the process of getting a lot of the archives of that up, so you'll be able to look at those videos as well. So it's the site's kind of following our own interests in music, gaming trivia and stuff like that. And yeah, generally there hopefully will be some good reads and good videos and good things to listen to over the next few months and beyond.